Let the state pay you for the work you're doing for me. That's horrible.
New at 10, some workers say their bosses told them to file for unemployment instead of getting a full paycheck from them. Good evening, I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Kim Holden. A group of New Orleans workers say their employer is forcing them to commit fraud of the state's unemployment system.
Yeah, the workers say they were forced to work their full schedule, yet claimed unemployment through the state. We uncovered just how they did it all in a new investigation. Asking employees to work without being paid.
I call that modern-day slavery.
5 current and former employees of a national company operating at Armstrong Airport tell the same story.
They wanted me to commit fraud. They wanted me to work off the clock for free, and I wasn't okay with that.
But this story comes with a twist.
Basically double dipping.
That involves taxpayer money.
They're shifting the cost of these workers' salaries to the state.
It's a twist this labor law professor calls potentially illegal.
You quit over this?
Yes, for someone to ask you to commit fraud, and then once you wouldn't commit it, you lose your job. So it's very devastating.
GATT Airline Ground Support is an Atlanta-based company with nearly 70 locations in the U.S. and Canada, including Armstrong Airport. The company provides ground support for some airlines, like cleaning planes and servicing ramps.
Why'd you leave?
I didn't want to commit fraud.
For the last week of June, GATT paid Jarvion Gould for just 6 hours of work, even though she says she worked at least 20 hours.
I've actually been approached when I was there by more than one actual manager asking me to work off the clock.
Instead of paying her for the full work week, she says her supervisor told her to file for unemployment and collect the rest of her paycheck from the government.
I walked away.
You quit?
Yeah.
With the state's unemployment rate around 13%, Gould is now struggling to find work.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't feel right.
This aircraft cabin cleaner still works for GATT.
I got back to work July 1st, and I was told that we would still be getting the unemployment, but we wouldn't be clocking in our 4 hours.
For 2 weeks, from July 14th to the 27th, GATT paid this employee for about 9 hours of work. But during that stretch, we discovered the employee worked at least 42 hours. Here's how. Employees at the airport carry swipe cards to access doors locked to the public. We requested those records and found during the 2-week pay period, the employee accessed doors around 42 different hours, even though GATT paid the employee for about 9 hours of work. For example, on July 14th, the employee arrived around 9 in the morning. The last time the employee accessed the door was 6 hours later, after 3. We have GATT pay stubs, unemployment payments, and door access logs for 4 other employees with similar findings. Employees paid fewer hours than they appear to work and instead collect the additional hours through unemployment.
You want to stop having to file for unemployment?
Yes.
Each week, this employee received about $100 from the state in unemployment benefits, but also qualified for the additional $600 federal unemployment stimulus.
Are you making more now because of the unemployment than you were before?
Yes.
Tulane labor law professor Joel Friedman says if employees are being instructed to file for unemployment instead of being paid by the company, it's against the law.
Taking money from people who desperately need it and giving it to people under false pretenses is just horrible.
And Friedman places the blame on the managers at the New Orleans GATT office.
The real villain in all of this is the company. Why? Because they're doing it for one reason only, not to help the worker, but not to pay that salary.
On July 31st, we started requesting records from the airport about GATT employees. 8 days later, GATT sent a letter to the State Workforce Commission writing about potential inappropriate unemployment compensation claims involving a company supervisor recording fewer hours on company timesheets than were actually worked by GATT employees, adding, if true, these actions were not authorized by GATT. None of the GATT employees we interviewed said the corporate office had knowledge of this. They say they were given instructions by local supervisors. In a statement, GATT told us they launched an investigation and have already terminated several individuals who we believe either were responsible for the behavior or aware of it and should have, at a minimum, corrected it. But some former employees say the action of a former supervisor has them out of work.
I cannot provide for my family the way I used to.
And those actions have a national company investigating employees, the same company that received $27 million from the federal government in CARES Act money for payroll support during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Did you feel it was unethically illegal what they were asking you to do?
Yes, when they brought it to me, yes.
I mean, you, in a sense, are you defrauding the government?
If you do it, yes.
The employees tell us at least 4 out of the division's 5 managers were let go after we started our investigation. We asked the Louisiana Workforce Commission for an update on any investigation based off that self-reporting by GATT. They said any investigation would be confidential under Louisiana law.